I just got some of this Body Glide in the mail from Amazon. I haven't had this in a while. I haven't had it in so long that the package has changed. Now, when you order it on Amazon at least, it comes in a blue stick or a pink stick. But when I used to buy it from Dick's Sporting Goods, it was just, it was a gray stick. And it had like green and black and white writing on the container. But what it is if you work out a lot or if you have a lot of loose skin, if you have a lot of extra skin, or if you're overweight, this stuff is perfect for chafed skin. I started using this stuff years ago when I started losing weight. I had never worked out in my life. And I would have to use it under my arm. I'll show you. I would use it right here on my arm. Right here. Because when I would work out, this part would rub. And so I would have to put it right here on my arm because it would get, I mean, there would be like a red rash looking thing there, but where my skin had rubbed. So I'll show you why I got it now. So this is probably TMI, but see that right there? That is where I wear a sports bra, and the sports bra when I'm running, which I've just recently started running just a little bit. I mean, not even a lot, just literally a little bit. But where I sweat, my sports bra hangs right here, and so that's what's left right there. And so I will rub that Body Glide on there, and that will go away. And not only will it go away, but it will relieve the burn, because like it doesn't burn right now. It's not burning at all. I just finished working out, and it's not, I mean, I didn't run. It looks a lot worse after I've run. I just got off my bike. So I'm just sweaty right now, but it's not burning right now. But like after I take a shower, it will, that will burn that place. But it's real easy to open. You see, I did it with one hand. Now I probably won't be able to do, oh yeah, I did that with one hand. But let me just tell you, it's $10. It's $10, but it is totally worth it. So it looks like a stick of deodorant or something. Like that. See? So it will take, if it's burning like at night after I get out of the shower, I can put this on there and it will stop burning. So it says it's sweat and water resistant. It stops chafing, raw skin, irritation caused by rubbing. Yeah, I should have just read that for you all, and then I wouldn't have been so wordy. Never greasy. It's not greasy. It's not wet. It doesn't have a smell. Yeah, there's no smell at all to it, so it's not like, of course I bought the blue one. I don't know if the pink one for girls, I don't know if it smells girly or not. It says it won't clog pores. Sweat escapes, skin breathes. It is really good stuff. And like I said, I used to buy it at Dick's Sporting Goods, so they might still sell it there. But I get, I'm on Amazon Prime, so I get free shipping. And so I thought, well, why not go ahead and order it? And it actually came to me quicker than I could have made it over to Dick's Sporting Goods, because they're in the next town over. So I just wanted to tell you all about this, because I know someone who is not on a weight loss journey and who is overweight, and that person uses this during the summer because they get hot and sweaty, and they're a little overweight, and this helps them from having chafed skin in the summer. So if even, you don't have to be exercising to use this at all. It is terrific for chafed skin. Today, Kevin is going to work on this Star Wars Metal Earth kit. Bobby sent these to Kevin. You have the First Order Stormtrooper helmet, the Elite Praetorian Guard helmet. I'm probably saying that wrong. And Kylo Ren helmet. And so he is going to put all three of these together. Will you open it and show me what it looks like? I'm curious. How many?
I'd say it's just sheets.
How many sheets do you get per package? But Bobby had told us that they're gearing up for Star Wars Land in Disneyland, because I'm thinking that it opens, Star Wars Land is going to open in Disneyland before it's going to open in Walt Disney World in Florida. So they have them labeled. So this is the Stormtrooper, there's Kylo Ren on the bottom, and there is the Guard. And so they're in nice plastic. So which one do you think you'll do first?
I'll probably just work on.
Just pick one and do it. Well, I will show you. Yeah, I can see through there. There we go. So I will show you when he finishes these how it looks. So here are the finished models. And I think they came out looking really good. Kevin, was there one that was harder than the other one?
The black one was hard to get his helmet like evened out and stuff.
Yeah.
It was hard, but it was just different.
So were these fun?
Oh yeah.
They're really cool looking. I haven't taken one of these BuzzFeed quizzes in a while, but Bob and Sherry posted this quiz to their Facebook page, and I thought I would try it. So I haven't read it at all. It says, this overrated, underrated food quiz will reveal your personality type. Use the scale to rate how underrated or overrated each food is. When you're done, we'll reveal your personality type. Okay, so guacamole. Well, I'm gonna say guacamole is overrated because I don't like avocados, so I'm gonna say it's way overrated. Big Mac sauce. I love Big Mac sauce. I'm gonna say it's appropriately rated. Yeah, it's appropriate. Frozen yogurt. I think it is overrated. Brussels sprouts. I'll say appropriate. I think that's right in the middle. Bacon, I think, is appropriately rated. I mean, bacon already has a big hype about it, and it's already good, so I think that's appropriate. Cereal, I think cereal, well, it depends on what kind. Some people are just crazy about cereal. I love cereal too. I'm going to say appropriately. I'm not going to move that one at all. Sardines. Ugh. Are they really a thing? People eating sardines? I'll leave them with where they are. Sriracha, I think it's a little overrated. I like sriracha, but, you know. Nutella, I think Nutella's appropriately rated. I mean, it's delicious. Rice, I think it's appropriate. Banana bread, I love banana bread, but now that banana bread does not look as good as my banana bread because I like to put nuts in my banana bread. I'm going to say appropriate. Watermelon, appropriate. Spam, ugh. Mom, when I was growing up, Mom always bought Spam, and she would fry it, and it was actually really good fried. I'm going to say it's appropriate. I'm probably going to do bad on this quiz because I'm not changing any of these, but I do think they're where they are. LaCroix is way overrated. Way overrated. Bread and butter. Bread and butter. I love bread and butter. And you know, I don't have it very often at all, but I do like bread and butter. I'll say bread and butter is underrated. I'm done. So what's my results? Oh, right here. You got the romantic. You approach everything with passion. You're all about the details and going above and beyond to make people in your life feel loved. You tend to be overly sensitive to other people's emotions, but remember that sometimes it's okay to focus just on you. That's probably true. Most of these quizzes, they're just saying stuff, but that probably is true. I do focus on other people a lot. So that was fun. If you all did it, you'll have to let me know what you got. We have been running around in Lexington. We went to the vitamin shop to get the hazelnut Quest bar, and I found it, but I also found a lot of other things. I think I spent like $57 in the vitamin shop, but I'm gonna have a lot of cool stuff to try for you all, and you'll have already seen this in a haul. This haul will already be out, but I wanted to tell you all that they had a special, there's a limited edition Sunbelt Bakery bar out. And so I went, Sunbelt Bakery is the same one that makes Little Debbie, the McKee foods. So I went on their website to do a product locator, and it said that the Walmart, on a certain road in Lexington had these Sunbelt Bakery bars. Out of all the Walmarts that are near us, this Walmart had them. And so at first I thought it was wrong, because we went to the snack cake aisle and they had the Sunbelt Bakery bars, but they didn't have those limited edition Sunbelt Bakery bars in the aisle with the other bars. So then we got to the back, and I just happened to look. I spotted there was a display, and I spotted on the back of the display some Sunbelt Bakery bars peeking over the top. They had them back there. So I wanted to tell you all that the product locator was correct, which is nice, because we did go out of our way, way out of our way, to go to this Walmart. It's like 45 minutes away from where we live. So it's nice to know that the product locator worked, because sometimes you go to those and they're horrible.
Yeah, they might have it there.
Yeah. Well, or the
we sell
product
in this city.
Yeah, well, or the product locator is like, it doesn't work the way it should work. It doesn't work for a specific product. It works for like the whole brand. Yeah, like, okay, and I'm just throwing this name out here. This isn't what I'm not talking about them specifically, but like Lay's potato chips. Oh yeah, Lay's potato chips are sold there, but you don't know if the specific ones you are looking for are sold there. So it's just nice to know that the product locator worked. It worked well. So it's 11:30 in the morning, and we've gotten Kevin likes to go on the other side of Lexington and then work our way back. So I had every place written down that I wanted to go, and so we went to the furthest spot away, and now we're working our way back to this guy. Actually, he can't drive. Now we're working our way back towards Hamburg, which is closer to where we live. So where are we gonna go next? Oh, we're gonna go in Ollie's. We haven't been in Ollie's in a very long time, but normally when we go in Ollie's, we find a couple things. Sometimes it's food, but sometimes it's things that like toys for the kids for their birthday or for Christmas, stuff like that. So we haven't been in here in, I don't remember before Christmas. Yeah, it was before Christmas that we were in here, and it was well before Christmas, I think. So hopefully we'll find some new foods that we can try for you all. We are in Big Lots, and they have their Easter stuff out, and I just thought I might show it to you real quick. We've been in other places that have had some Easter stuff out, but not as much as this. Now I haven't seen any, like a lot of candy or anything. They do still have their Valentine's candy out. These little rabbits are cute. They do still have Valentine's candy out, but then I guess where they don't have a lot of Valentine's merchandise, they go ahead and get their Easter stuff out. There's an Easter basket with a unicorn head.
I was thinking, why don't they have Halloween buckets out?
It's Easter baskets, yeah. Yeah, it's all Easter baskets. Oh, Wilbur. It's Wilbur. And those are very popular right now, those squishy things. I don't know if there's going to be any more or not, but I figured I would show you. Oh yeah, I like the table runner. Yeah, that table runner's cute. I like that pillow too. That pillow's really cute.
Yeah, it's outside.
Yeah, so you can see they were still working on it.
With his eyeballs on it.
Oh yeah. He is just as comfortable as he can be. You can tell that he's just down in the covers and he is sleeping good. He is living his best life right now. Yes, I'm talking about you. Anytime you turn the camera on him, he wakes up. It's hard to get a picture of him because he always opens his eyes. It's hard to get a picture of him asleep. Did you want to say something? Yeah, you can say hi. Were you sleeping good? Huh? You sleeping good? This weekend, I binged watched a show on Netflix called You. It is an adult show. It's not one that you could watch with your children. It is about a man who is obsessed with a woman and the lengths that he'll go to make her his. And it was a good show. Ashley told me to watch it. She watched the whole thing. She binge watched it, and she said it's so good, you have to watch it. And so I did binge watch that, and that was a good show. You'll notice in the thumbnail that Kevin and I joined Planet Fitness, and I'm going to explain to you why. I know I made a vlog a little while back called the thing that turned me off, and in there I was talking about Planet Fitness. I didn't say the name Planet Fitness, but the people who know Planet Fitness knew that I was talking about them. But the thing that turned me off about Planet Fitness, and it still does, I have not changed my mind at all about what turns me off about it. I don't agree that they have the tanning beds, because I don't think that's good for you. And I don't agree with them giving out free food. The bowl of free Tootsie Rolls and the bagels and the pizza. I don't agree with any of that. I don't think they should do that. So I haven't changed my mind about that. But I joined the gym and I did it for Ashley. Ashley and I were going to, Ashley and I started an exercise class, I think we did it all of December and January. And I joined that class because Ashley asked me to. It wasn't something that I jumped up and wanted to do at all. She asked me to do it. So I started going with her. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the class. I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed everything about it. But Ashley's has always wanted to run. And so it dawned on her that she's not going to, she's not getting closer to her goal of running by going to this exercise class. So she joined Planet Fitness, and then she said that she would like for Kevin and I to join Planet Fitness, or for me to join Planet Fitness. And I asked Kevin if he would join with me, and because Kevin, you know, we both talked about it. We probably won't ever do anything but get on the treadmill. But that's something that we both can do. We can both walk. We both, I enjoy walking, and he knows that he needs to walk more, and so we both went ahead and joined. And every time we've only been on the treadmill, and we get on the treadmill. There's never been any wait for the treadmills because they have so many. And we do our thing and then we leave. There are other machines that I would like to try just so I can test them out. Like they have a rowing machine. And ever since I saw a rowing machine in House of Cards, the TV show House of Cards, ever since I saw that rowing machine, I've always thought I would love just to try it out. Just to see what it feels like and could I do it, and I don't know, it just seems cool. And so they do have a rowing machine, but I have not tried it out yet. I've actually very stupidly hurt myself quite badly. I had a treadmill before we moved in this house, and I absolutely love my treadmill. And so I was very thrilled and eager to have a treadmill again at Planet Fitness. So, and I used to run on the treadmill. My feet hated me for it. My feet did not like it. I don't know that I was ever cut out to run. And I never ran very far at all. But I was excited. So, a few days ago, I went in and I ran like 1.5 miles at once, you know, because a lot of times I would like run a quarter and then walk a quarter and then run a quarter and walk a quarter. Well, I ran 1.5 miles at one time, and so I left there and I felt good. I felt accomplished. I told Kevin, I said, I haven't run on a treadmill since like probably 2011. I haven't run on the treadmill, and so I felt really good. So the next day I thought, I'm gonna do it again. And so we got there and I started running, and on my left foot it started hurting on the top, and on my right foot it started hurting in the back, in the heel. And I thought, I'm just going to keep going, which was really, really stupid, because if you feel that initial pain, you probably should stop. Something's going on. So, I ended up having to stop, but I continued to walk, and I finished my workout. And we came home, and I was really, really hurting. My heel, my left foot stopped hurting on top, but the right one, the heel was hurting really bad. So the next day is a day that I took off from exercise completely, because it's my day off and I don't exercise. I don't do anything. And so I had off that day, took aspirin all day, and I thought, okay, I need to get back and you know, if you walk on it, you can't just sit and expect it to go away on its own. It'll be okay. So I went the next day, and I had like 10 more minutes left. I just walked, not running at all, but I had like 10 more minutes left of my program, and I don't quit. That's the thing about me, is I do not quit unless there is a solid reason. I was hurting so bad, and then I had to quit, and I had to like hobble my way out of that gym. It was embarrassing. I told Kevin, I said, walk slow so that I don't look bad, because I didn't want to look horrible. But for the rest of the day, I did not get my steps in, which kills me. I won't get them in today, or probably tomorrow either. So somebody had asked me to do a challenge this week. I cannot do that challenge on the Fitbit, because I'm not going to get any steps this week. I'm just not. I'm not going to do any of my exercise programs because I can't. So I spent the day pretty much on the bed up there watching television, because it hurts me to walk on it. It hurts me to put any weight on it. And I think years ago I had like I think it's called like a heel spur or a bone spur. Anyway, it is extremely painful, and to put any weight on. And anytime you step on your heel, it feels like you're driving a nail into it. It's I can't even tell you how bad the pain is. And there are things you can do for it. You can put cold compresses on it. You can buy little inserts to put in your shoes to give you some more cushion. I haven't done that because I'm hoping that it'll go away. So that was yesterday that it was really, really bad. And so I'm not doing any exercise today. I'm not going to do any exercise tomorrow. Even if it felt 100% better today, I'm not going to, I've made up my mind I'm not going to exercise tomorrow just because I want to give it the extra time. But so far, it hasn't lessened. It might have lessened a little bit, but I'm taking aspirin. So I think it's the effect of the aspirin that's made it feel slightly better. Like from 100% bad to 96% bad. I mean, that's what we're talking about. So I'm not better by any means. But it scares me because, you know, you think, it's like if you've pulled your back. It's like, oh my gosh, what if I'm going to have this bad back pain for the rest of my life, and I'm not going to be able to sit down on the toilet. I'm not going to be able to get in and out of the car, and I'm going to have this forever, and it's never going to go away. That's the kind of thing, that's the kind of feelings that I have with this. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I can't even walk. Here, I showed just a couple weeks ago me walking around the house getting my steps. I can't even do that. Today, it's supposed to be an absolutely gorgeous day outside for the for the beginning of February. And it's supposed to be beautiful. Normally, if I was tip-top, I would have taken a walk around the block. So Kevin will probably be grateful that we can't do that. And he won't be glad that I'm in pain, but he'll be glad that we can't go for a walk. I'm just being honest. But I would have gone for a walk around the block, and I can't even do that. And it's just terrible because I'm in so much pain. So you think, is this never going to go away? Anyway, that's what's going on now. So I'm not able to go to the gym, but I want to show you what I bought. Kevin uses these. These are Bluetooth headphones, and these are his. They're black. And I never thought about, the reason he bought them is because he likes them when he mows the grass. When he mows the grass and he's blowing off afterwards when he's using the leaf blower to blow the grass back into the yard, he really likes these because they hook up to his phone and he can play music in them, and there's no cord. And I never thought I would want a pair. But then going to the gym, I've got my phone, I've got the headphones, and of course, iPhone is silly, so you have to use this and this. And okay, so I've got I'll put these in my ear on the treadmill like this, and I'll set the phone up here on the treadmill in front of me so I can watch stuff or listen to stuff, and this cord's dangling. And I've already dropped my phone once. That was loud. That was embarrassing. But I've got this cord. I'm constantly worried that my hand's going to hit it and it's going to knock it off. And so he said, well, I can get you one of these Bluetooth headsets like I have, or headphones like I have. And so I said, yeah, that's a good idea. So he said, what color do you want? Because they had like silver and black and blue, I think. And I said, I'll take black. And he said, no, mine are black. He said, you need to have a different color. And I said, well, I'll take the silver. And he said, well, if you want the black, we can switch. And I said, no, I want the silver. I like the silver. So I got a pair of silver ones. They're silver on top. And I like them. And you put them around your of course, normally I have my hair up. But you wear them like this, and they have a magnet. They stick in here with a magnet, and you just pull them out and put them on your ears, and then they hook up to your phone. And the buttons are easy to use. your on and off switch, and then there's a volume, and then there's a pause or skip, and it's really easy to use, and I like it a lot. I know I'm going to get questions about them, so I'm going to put a link in the description below if you all want to look at them or whatever. I'm thinking they were $30. That could be totally wrong. I don't know why I'm thinking he said something like $30. But I like them, and I like not having that cord in front of me. I like to be able to, you know, if I want to scratch my nose or if I want to wipe off sweat or whatever, I don't have to worry about hitting that cord. So that's really, really nice. So, but I wanted to tell you that we had joined Planet Fitness. I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the treadmill. Well, before I hurt myself stupidly. I'm enjoying the treadmill. And it's nice. We stand in the very back row every time. So, you know, there's people always walking around. They have a row of televisions across the front. Of course, I'm listening to my own stuff. If I'm walking, I've usually watching a YouTube video. If I'm running, I've got a playlist on YouTube of videos that I like. I also have a cadences, Marine Corps cadences on my phone, a playlist, and it lasts about 45 minutes. And the reason I like that is because when I'm running, those cadences, I know some of you probably think that's crazy, but they keep you in line. They keep you with the time, and they keep you running. And they're always changing. You know, they're different cadences all the time, and so you're going at a constant rhythmic rate. And you don't go slower and you don't go faster, and you just go right along like that, and it's easy to run to. And it's for me, in my mind, it's easier for me to run to the cadence. Just listening to that, it just makes it easier for me to keep going. Because some songs are slower, some songs are faster, and even though I have beaty songs on a playlist, it still isn't the same rate, and it's just not the same. So the cadences really work. So if you haven't ever listened to the Marine Corps cadences, I would suggest looking them up on YouTube, because they have playlists on YouTube that you can find. I got a cup in the mail today. This one is the Starbucks You Are Here collection, and this one is, pull the box out. This one is the Hamptons. So let me show it to you. I love that. Love that. That is very cool. Let me see. I won't get. There we go. I don't know why it wouldn't focus on it. There we go. See the Adirondack chair and the kite and the classic house on the beach. Yeah, I love that. Day 2 that I'm coming to you from not doing anything. I have been sitting in the bed. I have been watching a show on Netflix. A couple weeks ago, I told you about watching a cat documentary on Netflix, and it was so very interesting. It was a cat show that took place in Canada, and I'm sure they take place all over the world, but this particular cat show took place in Canada, and it was just very, very interesting to me. So I found another documentary, but this is like a show. I'll tell you about it. It's called 7 Days Out. And I don't know how long this has been on Netflix, so many of you all might have already seen it. And I had never heard of it before. So it's called 7 Days Out. And what it is the episode starts at the 7th day out from whenever the event opens, from these world famous events. So the first world famous event that they covered was the Westminster Dog Show. So it starts at day 7, and then it shows what happens as it gets closer and closer and closer to the Westminster Dog Show. So interesting. I really enjoyed that. And of course, I knew once they showed the dog, I won't say what dog won that year in case you don't know, because even if you don't own a dog, I would think you might still find it very interesting. I don't think you have to own a dog to like dogs or be interested in dogs. But once they showed the dog, I was like, that's the one that won, because it was unique, and so I remembered it. But they did show a pug on there, and the pug was exquisite. He was a beautiful, he's what you would see in like calendar pictures, and I'm sure this pug does modeling, because he was just a beautiful pug. I don't remember what his name was. Okay, so the first episode was the Westminster Dog Show. The second episode was 11 Madison Park. Now, I'm going to show my ignorance here because I had no idea what 11 Madison Park was. 11 Madison Park is a restaurant in New York City. Well, they have like 3 Michelin stars. And I knew that in order to get a Michelin star, it's a big deal. So for them to have 3 Michelin stars, it's like they're the top of the pack. And I think they won. I'm looking at my phone. They won like, yeah, they got #1 for the world's 50 best restaurants. So in all the world, they have the 50 best restaurants. This place got #1, and I had never even heard of it. But I was looking, the reason I looked them up is because I wanted to know about how much it costs for a plate of food. Because when they were showing the plates of food coming out, it was like what I would consider like a little appetizer. These little dollops were on the plate. Nothing that would fill you up. I'm sure these people go home after and eat a pizza. It's $335 a plate. And I know there are courses, but I still don't think I would get full. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and I know it's a nice place, and I would definitely go there if I was given the opportunity. I would definitely go there. But I can't imagine paying $335 a plate. Anyway, this place has 3 Michelin stars. So I looked it up because I was curious. To get 1 Michelin star, if a place gets 1 Michelin star, it means it's a good place to stop on your journey, indicating a very good restaurant in its category, offering cuisine prepared to a consistently high standard. So that's if you have 1 Michelin star. If you hear of a restaurant having 2 Michelin stars, that is a restaurant worth a detour, indicating excellent cuisine and skillfully and carefully crafted dishes of outstanding quality. So 2 Michelin stars means outstanding quality. So what in the world does 3 mean? 3, the top of the pack. 3 Michelin stars is a restaurant worth a special journey, indicating exceptional cuisine where diners eat extremely well, often superbly. Distinctive dishes are precisely executed using superlative ingredients. So, that means that this 11 Madison Park, to get 3 Michelin stars, it's very, very special. So what happened was somebody bought it. They got a new owner, and when these new gentlemen bought the restaurant, they decided to do a gut renovation. So they literally tore it down to the studs almost, and they renovated the entire thing. So it's 7 days out. Of course, I think the renovation, I think they said it took 3 months, which was a very quick renovation for a place in the middle of New York City where they said things take longer anyway, which I can imagine because you're getting things in the middle of the city. And so it starts, though, from that 7th day, working its way to their grand reopening on that last day. And it was extremely interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so then The next one was NASA, and it says NASA crashed Cassini into Saturn, ending a 20-year exploration of Saturn and its moons. So that was the next one. The one after that was the Kentucky Derby, and most people that are new to my channel, one of the first things they ask is, have you ever been to the Derby? I've never been to a horse race in my life, ever. We have the Red Mile that's right over in Lexington. Passed it many, many times. But because I know absolutely nothing about it, it kind of intimidates me. It really does. Because, especially the Derby, because you're talking about something, an event that is known throughout the world, and people, I feel like people that are there know what they're talking about, and they know what they're doing. I would not have a clue. So, and Kevin is the same way. Kevin has never been to a horse race. I don't think Kevin's ever been to a horse race. Almost positive. So the one on the Kentucky Derby, extremely interesting. Then they did the Chanel fashion show in Paris. That was really neat. What I found interesting, and just a little observation, was that for all the money that they spent, all the time that they spent to have this elaborate runway set up, because they do different themes every year, to spend all this money, and there weren't a lot of people there. I don't feel like there were a lot of people. And now you have to have a special invitation. And they were saying people have to show the invitation, and it has to match your identification. I mean, so they make sure you were invited and your face matches who's supposed to be here. But there were not a lot of people. And it's like, this is all they invited. So they spend all this money. And there were a lot of, like, photographers in a section taking pictures. So I know these pictures get out, and I know they sell them to magazines and all that stuff. But you would think they would want a lot of people there. And it just made me think of other fashion shows that I've seen on TV. I've seen people attending fashion shows, like on the Real Housewives. You'll see some of the Real Housewives attending fashion shows. If you look around in those, there are not a lot of people there. So it just surprises me, and I don't get it. I don't know why they wouldn't want as many people as possible to see their designs. I don't understand that. So, and then the last one was called League of Legends. And I thought, what in the world is League of Legends? I didn't have a clue what it was. And it is professional online gaming. And, okay, so we went from having hardly anyone to the Chanel fashion show to having this League of Legends, which is these professional online gamers. They're literally sitting there playing games, and they fill arenas. I mean, like sports arenas. People in every seat cheering like they're at a football game or something to watch these people play a video game. It was just shocking. It's like, I mean, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I'm surprised that many people don't want to go to the fashion shows, or it's not that they don't want to go, but they're not invited. If you know, you'll have to tell me. What is the thought process? Why do they not want to get as many people in there as possible? I know that people are paying to go to the League of Legends. I know the people were invited to the fashion show, so does that mean they're not paying for it, and that's why they don't want very many people? It seems like if you had people paying at the door to get into the fashion show, you would have a lot of people there. So you'll have to explain that thought process to me, because I just don't understand it. But, so I started watching that last night, and I finished it today because I've had plenty of time to relax, because I'm not exercising, that's for sure. like I said, I've just been hobbling around here. We watched Grantchester. If any of you all are familiar with Grantchester, it comes on PBS. It is a very good, clean show, but I'm disappointed because the main guy, there was a guy that played a priest, his name was Sidney. Anyway, he left the show, and he was like, he's the main person on the show, and he's gone, and they brought somebody else in, which I'm starting to like him. But we've been watching that. We've been watching Victoria, which I love Victoria. So I will check back in with you later. I just wanted to tell you about that documentary because it's different events, world famous events, and I just thought you don't have to watch all of them, but if you even pick a couple that you're interested in, you know, you'll really like it, because just like the Kentucky Derby, I didn't know that I would be interested in that at all, and I found it very, very interesting. I really enjoyed it, and when they showed, it was pouring down the last Derby, and it's like, yep, I remember that, because I thought all those people are out there dressed up. They've got these hats on. The women have these elaborate hats on, and they're dressed up. They have heels on, and it was pouring. And usually there's celebrities that attend. I know the Queen. The Queen of England has attended the Kentucky Derby, so it's a big deal when the Queen shows up. So anyway, if you just watch a couple of those, it's very interesting. Well, I didn't vlog at all yesterday, just because I didn't do anything yesterday. Normally on Wednesdays, that is my cleaning day, and I did not clean anything because my ankles, my feet were just hurting so bad, and it was actually both of them, not just one. So didn't vlog at all. And then this morning, I was sitting here at the computer resizing some pictures, getting some work done, and I thought, you know, I ought to make me a doctor's appointment. Tomorrow's Friday, and I ought to see if I can get in. And well, I was gonna go to the walk-in clinic, and Kevin said, no, you should see if you can get in with the doctor. So anyway, long story short, I have an appointment for tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not. This is why. Because after I sat here for a little while, I took 4 ibuprofen this morning. So after a little while, I was feeling better than I have. And I watched a YouTube video, and then I thought, I cannot sit in this bed, because I was sitting right up there on the bed. I thought, I cannot sit on this bed all day long and do nothing. I looked at the clock after the YouTube video, and it was like 8:45, and I thought, what the heck? I cannot, I cannot do it. There's things that need to be done. I hadn't cleaned, and I thought, I'm just going to try to walk as normally as I can. My feet were feeling a little bit better. I thought, I'm gonna walk as normally as I can and just see what I can do. So that is what I did. And I finished my cleaning, and I'm walking better than I have. That could be the ibuprofen, could be. But I don't know if I'm gonna keep my appointment tomorrow, just because I have been, years and years ago, I've been for something just like this, and they don't do anything. They never have. Kevin's been for something like this. They didn't do anything. They told him he needed to put these little inserts in his shoes. Well, I can do that on my own without spending the money to go to the doctor, you know. Or in January, your card, they put like, I don't know, they give you like $1,000 on this card to use, but I don't want to start using it for nothing when I just know they're not going to do anything. And you know, you have to pay that copay, that comes out, I don't know, I just don't want to if I don't have to. So if I'm still hurting, I'll definitely go, because I don't want to live in pain the rest of my life. I'm not, you know, I'm not stupid. I don't want to live like that. I want to know what's going on. But if it is getting better, then I'm going to cancel the appointment. So just that's what's going on now. Somebody asked me, would I update on the washing machine that we bought? I love the washing machine that we bought. It, we haven't had any problems. I've used it and used it and used it. And like today, I had some blankets of Guido's. And a complaint that somebody had was that their stuff was like wet, really wet, and it didn't drain water properly or something like that. We've had no problems. The washing machine we have, it is getting those blankets came out drier than our last washing machine. They were very dry. So I like it. It seems to be getting the clothes clean. I'm using the pods just because it's easier. So if it's just a small load, like I did those blankets, I'll just throw one in there. But if it's like a really full load, then you're supposed to put 2 in there. And then I think it said like if you have a lot of stains, you put 3. But normally I would put 2 just because I try to fill it up. But with Guido's blankets, I just put the 1. I'm washing the blanket that is up here. It's a red colored blanket, and I think I talked about it last week when we got the comforter. And I'm so glad I have kept that just laying over the comforter, because when I went to wash it today, it had like little mud places on it where, you know, we wipe his feet off when he comes in, but clearly you don't get all of it off. And so it was on that blanket. It would have been on the comforter. So I'm glad that we've been putting that on his bed. So I've washed that blanket, and I'm washing his Powerpuff Girls blanket. His Powerpuff Girls blanket stays in the floor on this side of me next to his bed. And it was Ashley's Powerpuff Girl blanket. My aunt bought it for Ashley, and then Guido claimed it. I mean, he loved that blanket. Early on, he loved it. And he said, "Oh no, Aunt Pat, you're not giving that to Ashley. That's going to be my blanket." And so he would put his little mouth on it, and he would just lay there. But I know she doesn't, my aunt doesn't care at all, because she thinks Guido hung the moon, and Guido loves her too. Guido, he's such a sweet boy. He's out in the hall right now. And a lot of you were asking me after last week's vlog how he was doing. Did we have to take him to the vet? What happened with Guido? And I'm sorry I never updated. I'm sorry I left you hanging like that. I tried to answer people in the comments though, when you would ask. But we did not have to take him to the vet. Normally, Guido doesn't use the bathroom in the house. I mean, that like never ever ever happened before, besides last week. So that was a freaky situation, but it hasn't happened since. I don't know why he did it. There's been no answers to that. I have no idea. But normally when Guido gets sick, like if he throws up or something like that, it happens, he'll feel bad for 1 day, and then the next day he's fine. It's like a 24-hour virus or something. And you know when Guido's not feeling good, because his tail, it'll hang down like Eeyore, you know, like the old donkey. And it'll, you know, because normally a pug's tail will curl up, and when he's feeling down, it'll just go like that, like he lost his tail, you know. So we know when he's feeling bad, but it only lasts a day, so normally we don't have to take him to the vet at all. And so this time we didn't take him to the vet. He was right back to his normal self the next day. His normal, can't hear, can't see very well, but he's old, you know. He'll be 15 years old in June. And so he was right back to normal. So he's just fine. So thank you to everyone for asking about him. He's a little turd. He knows how to manipulate the situation. The other day I let him out, and he peed, and he came right back to the back door, and I thought, well, he just doesn't have to leave a present in the yard. And came back in, and I'll be darned, not even 15 minutes later, he wanted back out because he knew when he was out the first time that he needed to go to the bathroom, and he just wanted 2 treats. So he might not be able to see very well or hear, but he knows how to manipulate food, and he still is crazy about that Rachel Ray food and dinner time. And for his entire life, he has eaten dinner at 6 o'clock. And I talked about this too. I don't know what in the world got into him to where he was like off. Even when during the time change, you know, we've always been able to switch him back pretty easy. You know, one day he might think it's time for dinner, but it's really not, and we'll wait, and it'll be okay. And we'll get him right back into the routine. Not anymore. Not since the Rachel Ray food. He wants to eat earlier and earlier and earlier, and his really bad thing that he does now too is if he smells people food, he's never had people food. I told you a couple weeks ago he had a little piece of a hot dog. That's the only people food, that and pumpkin puree that he's ever had. And that little piece of hot dog was just a couple weeks ago. So it's not like he's always eating hot dogs. It's one piece in all the 14 and a half years he's been around. But he will smell, like the other night, I made a roast. He will smell that roast cooking, and he thinks it's time for him to eat. Oh, I smell food. Must be time to eat right this minute. So Kevin and I will be sitting here working on the computer, and it's 4 o'clock, and you can hear him standing behind you, and he'll just stand there right here next to the computer, and Kevin will be like, well, what does he want? He thinks it's time to eat. That's what he wants. He thinks it's time for dinner at 4 in the afternoon, and it's not. But I have gotten to the point where I feel like life is short, and if he wants to eat early, he can eat early. And so I try to hold off until like 4:45. But if I can hold it off until 4:45, then I will feed him then. And that still is much, much earlier than it used to be. But I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like that, what's the big deal? Who cares if he eats, you know? The only bad thing about that I've noticed is, for example, he gets a stick, one of those dental sticks that they chew on, and he eats it. He'll get one of those at 8 o'clock. So if he eats early, of course he wants that stick early, and I'll even give that to him early. That's fine. But then he forgets he's had it. So when I'm getting out of the shower, and he would have normally been getting one of those sticks, it's like a habit to get one of the sticks when I get out of the shower. He's like, well, where's my stick? And I'll have to tell him, you've already had your stick. You can't have another stick. You've already had it. You had it an hour ago, and you have forgotten. But you did have it. So, and Kevin and I have to tell each other. Or Kevin will ask me, did you give him a stick? Yes, I gave him a stick. Don't let him con you. Because he'll stand there and he'll stare at you with those big brown eyes. Like, you gonna give me something? Because she hasn't given me anything. I promise. Yes, I have. I've given you a stick, and you're not gonna get another one. So, anyway, that's what's going on with Guido. So he's fine, and people have asked me about Chapel. Somebody said, does Chapel ever sleep upstairs with his mother? Because his mother is Ashley. I am not his mother. I woke up at 3:30 oh, there he is. Did he just come in here? I don't think he's been in here the whole time. I woke up at 3:30 TMI to go to the restroom real quick, or hobble in the bathroom as it were, and normally he's been laying on my pillow. So like the bike is over there. My side of the bed is where the bike is. So he's been laying on my pillow at night. Last night I woke up, he was lying in the bed beside me. because I scoot so close to Kevin. I lay like in the middle of the bed, and so Kevin's on the edge and I'm in the middle, and so there was like room for a whole other body next to me. So his body was next to me. Hi, Chapel. Yeah. So he was laying next to me in the bed, and literally had his head on the pillow, and I thought, if I could only take his picture at 3:30 in the morning in the dark. But as soon as you get the camera out, he usually moves. He knows. He's on high alert, and he'll open his eyes, and I thought, I don't want to wake Kevin up. And two, when you get up in the middle of the night like that and you have to go to the bathroom, you want to get back, you want to go, you barely open your eyes, and then you have them barely open on the way back. That way you can go back to sleep. Because if I open my eyes and let all this light in, then it's going to be really hard for me to go back to sleep. But I bought a new, I will have to show it to you. I bought one of those new wallflowers from Bath & Body Works, and it has the night light in it. I can't imagine buying them anymore without the night light. I really, really like it because it's perfect for those times when you get up in the middle of the night and it's dark in there and you don't want to turn on the overhead light, but you can see it's enough light to where you can see the toilet and the toilet paper, and what more do you need? And months ago, I posted a picture on Instagram. I went into the bathroom, and I don't remember what time of day it was now, but there was a huge black spider sitting on top of the toilet paper, on the roll of toilet paper. And I said in that Instagram post, I said, this doesn't make me feel very confident about coming in here at night in the dark. So it's great that I have the wallflower now that lights up. You can clearly see the toilet paper, and Kevin said, don't let it drag the floor, the toilet paper. So I make sure, because basically if you let the roll drag the floor, you're giving them, if there's a spider, you're giving it a little ramp to go up to greet you. Hello, Tommy. So now I make sure that I roll it, and they don't get any help. So I will show you that wallflower now. So there's Guido. Yeah. Here, and of course it's in the middle of the day, so it's light in here now. But this is what it looks like. It's one of the ones that cost $12.50, but I had a 20% off coupon, so I was able to use that 20% off coupon. I like it a lot, but it is bigger than I thought. It's very big looking. But Kevin said, oh yeah, I like how it makes it look like the light makes it look like that bulb is actually lit up on the inside. But it's really nice. I like it quite a bit. Now, the one in Kevin's bathroom does not have a night light, but I do have an extra one. Kevin's is kind of like this, but it's like flower shaped on the top, but his doesn't have a night light. But now when that one stops working or something, this one says night light sensor, so you can still get the plain ones that have a night light. So like I said, I don't think I'll be buying any more that without a night light, just because I like it so much. I have a couple boxes to open for you before I end this vlog for this week. This is from Malcolm. Malcolm, if you remember, about a week ago, I think it was a week ago, we received an empty bag in our P.O. box. So,
like, G Post Office, thanks for delivering this air.
I know. He said that he had insurance on it, so he was hoping that maybe he could get his shipping back. I hope he did. Ooh, I see some Roger Hargreaves. Yes, Mr. Men, my brother and me, and my sister and me.
Those are big books.
How cute. Yes, I have the big ones of
so they're the same thing, they're just big.
Yeah, it's still, I have the same ones, they're big like this. One is my mommy and one is my daddy. And
it says personalized.
And you can write in there, in the back, I think. Yeah, this is a picture of my sister.
Okay. So it's got blanks you fill in.
My sister is most like little Miss Blank. I love it when she helps me to blank.
So give this to an older kid, not a really young kid.
Yes, well, mine, of course, you know, will not be written in because
No, I'm saying if you're really going to, you get the little stinkers that.
These are the Me&McQ cards.
Those are pretty.
Oh my. I'm done.
Oh, Alice.
Alice in
cool.
Wonderland. These are the cards.
They're like 3D.
Yes, that I put them around at Christmas. I will be able to set these up and keep them. I love the Alice in Wonderland. What I'm going to do is at the end of the video, I'm going to get these out and I'll set them up. And then at the end of the video, you all can see what they look like. They're beautiful. Is that a pug? Oh,
it is, dog.
Goodness. Too. That's a happy birthday card. It's a pug.
There's 2 of them.
That's so cute. I
Pugs are
love
popular
these.
right now.
Thank you so much. Yeah, at the end of the video, I will show those. So you all have to say
His address is on the top, so.
Okay, this is from Chris in Iowa. Hello, Tammy. I wanted to say how much I enjoy your reviews on your YouTube channel. I thought you might like to try the enclosed items either for a review or just as a treat for yourself. They're from a local family-owned candy from a candy shop. They're from a local family-owned candy shop called Betty Jane's that has gotten some national acclaim. They actually had items included in gift bags at the Grammy and Academy Awards in past years. They are mainly in stores in the Midwest, but they do ship nationally. Thanks again for all the informative and entertaining review videos. I think the one where the family played Bing Boozled was my favorite.
Awful. That game's evil.
Enjoy, Chris. And Chris, I won't say your last name because some people don't mind, but some people do mind. So I don't want to get in any trouble. Betty Jane Candy's Gremlin Snackers.
No, those look good.
These are named the top culinary gift in the state of Iowa. It says select topper pecans paired with our homemade caramel and covered in delicious milk chocolate.
They're kind of like a turtle.
Like a turtle, that's what I was going to say, but they can't use the name turtle because it's trademarked.
Is it trademarked?
It is, believe it or not. And then Betty's Bites, and these are delicious pretzel crisps covered in caramel milk chocolate and sprinkled with sea salt.
They look really good too.
They look delicious, and yeah, I have not heard of these. And then this is homemade candies.
I think it's Gremlins.
And it says milk chocolate gremlins.
So these are Gremlin snackers.
Snackers, and so these must be the big ones. Well, we'll do all 3 of them. We'll
let you see what they look like.
We'll see what the difference is between these gremlins and these. So thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you all for watching, and thank you to everyone who watched the Screaming Sicilian videos where we traveled, our travel vlogs. We had a wonderful time. And it would be, a lot of you all said, it'd be cool if other companies had you and let you go through their factory. It would be cool because factory tours like that are amazing. But there aren't, I don't know of too many companies that would do what they did. And that is pay for our airfare, pay for our hotel, and then treat us, you know, we had pizza for lunch.
And they're really not getting anything out of it beyond just us doing a follow-up video, really.
No, and they did not know what we were going to say. They made it very clear before we even went through the factory that they wanted our honest opinion. Our honesty was very important to them. So they didn't even know, like in the follow-up video, they didn't know what we were going to say. They didn't know if it was going to be positive, negative, how it was going to be. But they were open to everything we had to say. So there's not a lot of companies that would do that. And like Kevin said, they really didn't get anything out of it other than showing the customer how much they care. And you know, and we can let you all know that. And some of you, I know John lives in Wisconsin, and he told me that he has already seen the old boxes back on the shelves. I had someone else tell me that in Texas, that he has seen them on sale in his grocery store in Texas. He said he got them for like $4.99 at Walmart. And then he went back to Walmart and they had a $1 off coupon. And he said, I'm wondering if they're trying to get rid of these.
The old packaging.
The old packaging to make room for the new boxes.
And someone said they had gotten the takeaway, the deli.
That's John.
Yeah.
John said that he just tried the takeaway and he said, I love the takeaway more than the frozen pizzas. He said,
we did too.
Yeah, we love them. He said, I'm gonna have a hard time going getting the frozen ones after having that because they're that good.
And they were the same price.
So,
they're the same price point too. So
if you can find those, I know we don't have them in Kentucky yet, but
probably will.
Be on the lookout. I know, I worry about that, but be on the lookout for the deli ones because they are so good. But then somebody, I want to say Bobby in California, I'm not sure if she's the one that told me or not, said that her Walmart did not have them at all.
Yeah.
And so we have had that issue before with them too, is that sometimes Walmart will stock them and sometimes they won't because the Great Value brand
is
taking over more.
Yeah.
So
you can almost always find them at Kroger.
At Kroger though. So yeah.
Of course, we don't know if you have a Kroger, but whoever their
Ralph's or whoever. Yeah,
and Meyer almost always had them.
Yes, Meyer's really good for keeping them in stock. So thank you all, everyone that left such nice comments and who watched those videos. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned. You'll see these cards. Thank you all very, very much.